What's up, your boy for another reaction? In today's video, we have the psychology of YouTube family channels by Trap University. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. This is about to be Jay Cinco and Lala. You know, they gotta pay the bills. Jay Cinco wanna put his little baby in the Marys. He wanna put his little baby in the Mary.
A lot of family channels give that style of content a very bad name. And to demonstrate, here is one of the worst examples I can ethically show you.
Come closer for the video. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Put your head right here. Come closer. Closer down.
Come on, gang.
Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video.
Gang, you trying to get a thumbnail 5? Like, gang.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm actually crying.
I know. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me. Look
Look
at
at the camera.
Yes, that's a woman whose son was actually crying. I think it was about a puppy, but she just wanted to make sure that it would be a good clip. Like, imagine seeing a child crying, and the first thing on your mind is, now that can make me a lot of money. Can you imagine your mom looking at you like this, knowing that she's just trying to create a thumbnail? She doesn't actually care if you're crying. I mean, she does, but only because she can make money from it. Like, does this kid even fully understand what a thumbnail is? This is definitely gonna affect the way he displays emotion for the next 20 years. And I'm sure every girlfriend that he has is gonna have to deal with the consequences of this moment. But I wondered, what are the actual consequences of your parents turning you into an influencer before you're old enough to get a driver's permit? Now, the oldest family channel on YouTube is the Shaytards, which started in 2008, and it features these kids from the time they were literal babies to now adults. But the channel kind of fell out of relevance, and aside from their father causing a little bit of controversy, there hasn't really been much said about the kids. But one of the most disturbing examples that I've seen is something that's even been the subject of a Netflix documentary and ended in a lawsuit. And in case you don't know, I'm talking about Tiffany Smith, the mother of Piper Raquel, whose YouTube journey started in 2017.
Oh, yeah, now she doing OF.
When she would have been just 10 years old. And the main cast of this channel that caused the lawsuit was a group of boys and girls that actually won the lawsuit where they accused Piper's mom of creating a hostile and very inappropriate work environment for kids. And before I get into the lawsuit, I just want to state that the National Library of Medicine cites a study that found people who became famous as kids and had their parents serve as managers usually viewed their mothers as less caring and more over-controlling. But despite the disturbing details of the lawsuit that the court found Piper's mom liable for, Piper herself has publicly defended her mother and even denied the accusations of the 11 people who filed the lawsuit. And I also want to say that all of these 11 people were minors when appearing on the channel, and they state that they weren't even homeschooled, implying that they were all just kind of committing truancy. But this also means that their parents agreed for them to be at this woman's child content house. But of course, they probably trusted Tiffany and saw this as a great business opportunity because, according to the LA Times, Piper alone was profiting as much as $625,000 a month from this YouTube channel. But kid and family channels make a lot of money. Like in 2020,
Man, they keep having kids. Damien and Bianca, they just had another kid, my nigga. They just popping out babies for the content. Facts.
the year before this lawsuit was filed, the family channel Ryan's World was the highest grossing channel on the platform according to the lawsuit, even earning more revenue than the king of YouTube himself, Mr. Beast. Now, obviously, with brand deals and all that, Mr. Beast definitely made more than this, but still. But first of all, an obscene amount of videos on this channel have to do with the children in the house being in romantic relationships. Which, ew, what a sentence that was. And a lot of these videos you see here took place around 2020, which means that all of these guys were aged 14 to 16. And I get it, I'm not going to act like this isn't normal behavior, because everyone had a girlfriend or a boyfriend when they were.
I see Piper, however you say her last name, Piper edits on my For You page sometimes. Like, the little kids, the little 14-year-olds, they love Piper. Like,
like 15, but it gets really weird when the lawsuit alleges that they were told to stage romantic crushes on each other for content, implying that these kids were being asked to play a role of being in relationships with each other.
So basically, me and Sophie are gonna be switching crushes today for 24 hours. You know, for my boyfriend.
I'm so glad this wasn't my childhood, my nigga. This y'all kids' childhood, my nigga.
Yeah.
This the childhood of a kid that was born in 2010.
And you have to say yes to whatever I say today, right? Right? So do you give me permission to do whatever I want? Even to, flirt with other people?
Jesus, man. And while you can say that this is not out of the ordinary when it comes to being an actor, clearly,
Make
many
me
of them were
cringe.
uncomfortable with it, as they imply when the lawsuit says all of this was to their physical, emotional, and financial detriment, since they say they weren't being paid properly. Now, Piper's mom was the director and the producer of all of these videos, and during the filming process, according to the lawsuit, she would make highly inappropriate comments aimed at the kids, and also instruct the boys and girls to wear more revealing outfits for the video, and she would also tell them, the kids, she would tell them that sex sells. And the allegations go on, and after
Like, gang,
reading about the
you a parent, my nigga. Like,
disturbing things her mother would do and say, it's really no surprise to me now that Piper would create an OF as soon as she turned 18. I wonder whose idea that was. And we know she didn't do it just because she didn't want to work a minimum wage job, which is what many women cite as the main reason for producing similar content.
yeah,
Because as I said, before she
running from that grind, running from that gig.
was 18, she was making a lot of money on YouTube. And even if you lowball the $625,000
Yeah, so what you doing OF for? The fuck?
a month estimate, she still could have been making around $5 million a year. But as I said, Piper has denied these allegations, saying that even though the accusers might believe their allegations, she says that she was there and saw everything, kind of indicating that she disagrees. And to be fair, she was there and I wasn't, but I will say that the most viewed video on her channel is the one titled First Kiss on Camera. There's 2 of them actually. And 2 of her top 10 most viewed videos are Tinder in real life and 24 hours being pregnant. Both of which would have
What? And she was a kid, and she was a minor. What?
been recorded when she was around 13 years old. Jesus Christ, man. The first 2 contestants in this video are 11 and 12.
We're all teenagers and dating is getting more important. So we decided to make a dating game.
She is Hope.
11.
11 years old. Are you ready?
Why did nobody talk about this 5 years ago? I mean, maybe they did, but I literally had no idea who Piper was until recently because I was older than 11 by 2020, so these family channels were completely out of my orbit. But let's be clear, these videos were
Yeah,
the
I never heard of that family channel. Like,
idea of an adult. Now, Sophie, a member of the Piper Squad, said that they will film 10 to 15 videos a day and only end up getting 2 to 3 hours of sleep. But Piper, despite defending her mom, claims that the allegations caused her mental health to suffer a lot. And regardless if the allegations are true or false, there's no doubt that these kids being
you
used
niggas trying to grind like me, recording 15 videos a day. Nigga, I'm recording like, I'm kind of recording like 15 reactions a day. Shit.
as content
They on that grind, trying to run it up. They don't need no sleep.
was the cause for this entire situation. And despite the fact that the situation is past and she's now an adult who still makes content for her YouTube channel, she apparently got demonetized in 2022 as a result of these allegations. And even though she said she was planning on getting her LLC and the channel in her name, it's likely that YouTube still won't let her monetize. Which, although it's understandable why this will happen to her channel, no matter how much money she made, she still ended up losing the revenue stream as a result of her mother's actions. And this had to be a huge shock to her as it's been the main way she's earned money since like middle school. But it's pretty crazy when you look at the effect it has when a parent doubles as a manager. Which, according to an article from Psychology Now, which cites 13 different psychology journals and essays by doctors, and even first-hand experience from an interview with former child actor Jeanette McCurdy, this can create role confusion. Like a child being confused at the role their parent plays. And it's kind of like when you come from a stable home with good parents, and then you meet someone with immature, irresponsible parents for the first time, where the person has more of a peer relationship with their parent because no clear boundary or authority was ever set. Except in this case, it's kind of different because it's not normal for your mom to wake you up and say, okay, it's time to film some content before school. Like, man, I know all family channels are not the same, and some of them didn't have anything like what happened to Piper and her friends, but it'd be pretty hard for me to look at my mom while she had a camera in my face, making me do different takes over and over again.
Yeah.
And in this video, I'm not really going to go into channels like 8 Passengers with Ruby Frank, because it seems like she would have been a terrible parent with or without a camera, but something that might be pretty obvious as far as an effect on the kids is heightened expectations for personal appearance. Since social media has been around for as long as I can remember, I'm not sure how kids felt about their personal appearance before social media, but how you look and what other people think of you is very important to a child, especially a teenager. And people blame celebrities for influencing body image, but the truth is, a kid is going to have an issue with this as long as people can see them on the internet, especially if millions of people can see you. Like, I remember when I was in high school, this girl at my school posted a picture on Twitter wearing some boots. So someone edited this picture and vastly increased the size of her boots, and it went viral. And while she was a good sport about it, it was obvious on Twitter and in school that it made her a little bit insecure. And while finding a healthy balance between being a content creator and a parent on your family channel is important, I feel like doing this and not confusing your kids is one thing when they're really young. But as you grow into your teenage years, it doesn't really matter if your parent's role is secure. Now what matters to you, as a teenager, is that millions of people are watching you. I gave this example in an older video, but even adults have a problem with criticism online. Like Whistling Diesel, a huge YouTuber who is 27, once said, and shout out to August the Duck for catching this, but Whistling Diesel has an album on his phone that's just full of mean comments he received on videos. And it appears that this album dates all the way back to 2016.
Someone commented, I made an album in my phone describing this actually. I called it New Generation Hate because it's a lot different than what I used to get, which was people saying I'm broke and won't be successful. As soon as I got stereotypically successful, people started making a lot different style of comment.
Yeah, so maybe this is just Cody's satirical character, but I find it pretty funny that the guy who's going to sit here and brag about his emotional intelligence for 25 minutes is the same guy who admits to the world that he has an album in his phone dedicated to screenshots of hate comments. Yeah, that sounds healthy, bud.
That cannot be healthy. But again, he's 27. So imagine a teenager or a preteen reading mean comments. And this creates something that's just going to be a problem, whether your parents run the channel ethically or not. And that, which can kind of create an identity issue, among many other things, is the main thing psychologically that can go wrong with these channels. But some states like California have at the very least proposed laws to protect minors or at least give extra rights and restrictions to minors that are used as content. But yeah, I didn't want to go too hard on them because at the end of the day, it's not the kids' fault. And I'm sure that all parents don't have bad intentions when making these type of channels. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to the last live stream. And I'll see you next time.
Make sure to come subscribe and all deuces. Don't use your kid for content, guys. But J-Cinco, he gotta put his little baby in them Aries. They live in Cali and it's expensive. They gotta put their little baby in them Aries.